a village to raise a child. We all know that. Or do we? Hi, I'm Erica Ballard, founder of Retain Her, and it's Wednesday, so we're talking about women. And since childcare is part of most women's lives, that's what we're going to talk about today. Because while most of us are quick to say the common axiom, it takes a village, when referring to child rearing, it seems the nation we live in doesn't believe in what we spout off as common sense. Because if it did, childcare would be affordable, but it's not. That's why today, many young families with young children feel as though they have to decide between spending a significant portion of their income on childcare or having a parent leave the workforce to become a full-time caregiver. Now, I know you might be thinking, but Erica, is there a choice to do that? To which I'll rebut, but is it? Because right now, basic quality infant childcare costs $15,000 annually. And basic under 5 care, well, that averages about $10,000 annually. Unless, of course, you live in Boston or Denver or San Fran or really any metropolitan, because the cost for childcare there is much higher. But I digress, because regardless, $10K is still a lot of money when you consider that the average American salary is around $48,000, because that means childcare is almost 20% of a person's salary. Assuming, of course, that you only have one kid under 5. But if you end up having 2 or 3 of them because, an only child gets lonely according to society, well, let's just say that takes up a lot more of your money. At this point, you might be thinking, well, that's their fault for having multiple kids. They've got to figure it out. But that's a stupid argument, because this whole childcare thing isn't just a person's problem. It's an employer's problem as well, because parents make up the majority of the working population, and their employers are banking on their employees having kids to fill their workforce pipeline 20 years down the road. So this whole decision between paying for childcare or staying home is actually an employer and societal problem as well, because when families struggle to afford childcare, employers and the society in which they function struggle as well. And I don't just mean that employers struggle to find coverage for an employee. I mean American businesses struggle. And I know this because right now, businesses lose around $57 billion annually via lost earnings, productivity, and revenue due to their employees' childcare challenges. And if that's not bad enough, companies are losing even more dollars when you consider the fact that they are losing out on full-time workers and ideal candidates because of childcare challenges. Now, we don't know the exact dollar figure loss on the latter, but think about this. Over 7 million parents were of the stay-at-home variety, with the majority being mothers. Yet Gallup found that about 1/3 of these women prefer working over housekeeping, which when put together means that these stats suggest there's at least a few million qualified women at home who might join the labor force if they had access to affordable and reliable childcare. Which then makes me wonder, and hopefully now you wonder, if we have a labor shortage right now, or if we have a shortage of employers considering what women need to work and thrive. Because when the majority of women with young children feel as if they have to decide between spending a significant portion of their income on childcare or leading the workforce to become a full-time caregiver, i.e. they have to lean in or opt out, that's a problem, not a choice. Also, when we frame how to balance work and family as personal choices, we get distracted from the bigger structural issues that force these choices in the first place. But that's a different video. So I'm gonna end with this. When we talk about childcare, we're talking about women. Because while I didn't use the word woman or women in any of the stats I mentioned until the end of this video, I know you assumed I was talking about women. Because right now, with gender roles as they are, women are still the primary caretakers, which explains why they need true childcare support if they are to come back to work and or stay in the workforce. Which is why we, WorkFam, need to be exploring how to fix this issue so we can bring women back into the workforce or keep them in it. So really, consider this, because helping your female employees access childcare for a few years is way more cost effective than hiring, training, and supporting new employees every single time a woman gives birth. So on that note, if this video spoke to you and you want to discuss ways in which your organization can better support mothers and women who want to become mothers, reach out. Sign up for a free call using the link in my bio above or in the comments below. And with that, if you like this video and think others might too, go ahead and like and share it now.